They called him a beggar in front of the whole village. His own wife stood there and said nothing. For 7 years, he sent every dollar he earned back home. Money for his mother's medicine, money for his father's roof, money for his wife's comfort. He starved himself in a foreign land just to keep his family fed. But when he finally came home, rich, humble, quiet, his parents were sleeping on the floor. His father's roof was still broken. Nobody knew he was standing outside the gate, watching everything. Nobody knew he already knew the truth, and nobody knew what he was about to do next.
They called him a beggar in front of the whole village. His own wife stood there and said nothing. For 7 years, he sent every dollar he earned back home. Money for his mother's medicine. Money for his father's roof. Money for his wife's comfort. He starved himself in a foreign land just to keep his family fed. But when he finally came home, rich, humble, quiet, his parents were sleeping on the floor. His father's roof was still broken. And his wife was wearing a new gold necklace, laughing in a car he never bought. Nobody knew he was standing outside the gate, watching everything. Nobody knew he already knew the truth. And nobody knew what he was about to do next. My name is Emika. 7 years ago, I left my village with nothing but a small bag and a big promise. I told my mother, I will make you proud. I told my father, I will fix this house. I told my wife, Adiz, I will give you a good life. Just wait for me. She held my hand at the bus park and cried. I will wait, she said. I will take care of your parents like they are my own. I believed her. I believed her with my whole heart. I traveled to a foreign country to work. I will not say exactly where. It does not matter. What matters is what I did there. I worked 2 jobs. I slept 4 hours a night. I ate bread and water some weeks just to save more money. I did not buy new clothes for 3 years. I did not go out. I did not rest. I did not complain. Every single month, I sent money home. Money for my mother's medicine. Money for my father's roof, because the rain used to fall inside our house. Money for Adiz, so she would never feel poor while I was away. I sent everything. I kept almost nothing for myself. And every time I sent it, I felt peace in my heart. Because I believed my family was safe. I believed my parents were eating well. I believed my wife was saving for our future. I believed love was still waiting for me at home. I was wrong. Every week, I called home. Mama, how is the house? It is fine, my son. Don't worry. Focus on your work. Papa, is the roof fixed? Yes, yes. Everything is fine. Adiz, are you okay? Do you need anything? I am fine, my love. I miss you. Just keep working hard for us. Every voice on that phone lied to me. Every voice told me peace, while the truth was pain. I did not know that my mother was still sleeping under a leaking roof. I did not know my father's cough was getting worse because there was no real medicine. I did not know that the money I sent for my parents was going somewhere else. I did not know that my wife had a new name for herself in the village. They called her Madame Adiz. They said she dressed well. They said she smiled a lot now. They said men respected her because of the money her husband sent. But nobody told me the truth. Because nobody wanted to be the one who broke my heart. After 7 years, my hard work finally paid off. I did not just save money. I built something. A small transport business became a big one. A small food supply contract became a large company. I will not lie and say it was easy. It was not. I lost sleep. I lost weight. I lost years of my youth. But I gained something rare, real wealth, built with my own hands. When I finally checked my accounts and understood how much I had built, I sat alone in my small rented room and I cried. Not from joy. From relief. I whispered to myself, Emeka, you did it. Now go home. Go and take care of your family. Go and hold your wife. Go and thank your parents for waiting. I did not tell anyone I was coming. I wanted to surprise them. I wanted to see their faces when I walked through that gate, the same gate I left through as a poor young man, now returning as something different. I dressed simple. I did not wear jewelry. I did not bring a loud car. I wanted my family to look at me and see their son first, not my money. That decision would save me from something terrible. That decision would show me the truth. The taxi dropped me at the edge of the village road. I walked the rest of the way. I wanted to feel the ground under my feet the way I remembered it. I passed the old market. Some faces recognized me. Some did not. An old woman selling pepper stopped and stared. Emeka? Emeka, is that you? I smiled. Yes, Mama. It's me. She held my hands like I was her own son. You have grown, she said. You look strong now. Your family will be so happy. I smiled, but something in her eyes changed for 1 second. A flicker of worry. She looked away quickly. Go well, she said. Go and see your people. I did not understand it then. But I understand it now. She knew something. She just did not have the courage to say it. I reached my family compound as the sun was setting. My heart was beating so fast. I imagined my mother running to hug me. I imagined my father standing proud, seeing his son return a success. I imagined Adiz crying with joy, holding me tightly after 7 long years apart. But before I opened the gate, I heard laughter. Loud, careless laughter. A car was parked outside, shiny, new, expensive. A car I never bought. A car I never sent money for. I stood still. Then I saw her. Adiz. She stepped out of the car, dressed in fine clothes, gold around her neck, laughing with 2 other women I did not recognize. She looked happy. She looked comfortable. She looked like a woman who had never known suffering. I did not move. I did not call her name. I just watched. Because something inside me whispered, wait. Watch first. Then speak. While Adiz laughed outside, I looked past her, toward the house. The roof. Still broken. Still patched with old zinc sheets, the same ones from 7 years ago. I felt my chest tighten. I walked quietly along the side wall, the way I used to sneak in as a boy, and I looked through the window. My mother was sitting on a thin mat on the floor. Not a bed. A mat. My father was lying beside her, coughing, his body thin, his eyes tired. There was no comfort in that room. No new furniture. No sign that any of my money had touched that house in years. I pressed my hand against the wall to stay standing. 7 years of sacrifice. 7 years of hunger and exhaustion on my part. And this was what it became? I wanted to scream. But I did not. I swallowed the pain, the way I had learned to swallow pain for 7 long years. And I stepped back outside. Adiz turned and saw me standing at the gate. Her laughter stopped instantly. Her face went pale. Emeka, she said, almost whispering. You didn't tell me you were coming. I wanted to surprise my family, I said quietly. It seems I am the one who got the surprise. She glanced at the car behind her, then quickly back at me. This is not what it looks like, she said fast. This car belongs to my friend. I was just. Adiz, I said, calm but firm, where is the money I sent for my parents? Her eyes moved side to side, searching for an answer. I used it wisely, she said. I invested it. I was building something for our future. My father is coughing on a mat, I said. My mother is sleeping on the floor. Is that your investment? Her friends quietly stepped back, sensing the tension. Adi's voice cracked. You don't understand. Things happened. Life is hard here. I had needs too. I sent enough, I said. I sent enough for medicine. For the roof. For comfort. I never once sent for gold necklaces or new cars. She had no answer. Only silence. And in that silence, 7 years of lies finally broke apart. I walked past her into the compound. I entered the small room where my parents were. Mama, I said softly. Papa. My mother lifted her head slowly, her eyes struggling to focus in the dim light. Emeka, she whispered. My son, is that really you? Yes, Mama. I'm home. She reached for me with shaking hands, and I knelt down and held her. She felt so thin. So fragile. My father tried to sit up, coughing. You came back rich, he said weakly, almost like an apology. But look at us. Look how we are living. I sent money, I said, my voice breaking. I sent so much money. My mother's eyes filled with tears. We did not see much of it, she said quietly. Adi said she was saving it. She said she was fixing things little by little. We waited. We did not want to trouble you while you worked so hard abroad. I closed my eyes. My chest felt like it was being crushed. They suffered in silence to protect me from worry. While she spent freely and smiled for the cameras of village gossip. News travels fast in a small village. By the next morning, everyone knew Emeka had returned. And slowly, quietly, people began to tell me things. An old neighbor told me, your wife bought new clothes almost every month. A shopkeeper told me, she built a small shop in town with money, but it failed because she trusted the wrong people. A young boy who used to run errands for her told me, she used to say, my husband sends plenty money. Why should I struggle? Each story was a new wound. Each story confirmed what my heart already feared. I did not shout. I did not curse her name in public. I only listened. Because I needed to understand the full truth before I decided what to do next. That evening, I sat Adiz down in the small parlor of the house. Tell me the truth, I said. All of it. No more lies. She broke down crying. At first, I really did help your parents, she said. But then people started talking. They said, look at Adiz, her husband sends so much money, yet she lives simple. I felt embarrassed. I wanted respect too. I wanted people to see that I mattered. So you took the money meant for their medicine, for their roof, and you used it to buy respect from strangers? I asked. She nodded slowly, ashamed. I told myself I would fix everything before you came back, she said. I told myself there was still time. There was time, I said. 7 years of time. And you chose gold over your husband's parents. She sobbed into her hands. I am sorry, Emeka. I am so sorry. I did not answer right away. Because sorry does not fix a broken roof. Sorry does not heal a mother's tired body. Sorry does not undo 7 years of neglect. I did not shout at her. I did not throw her belongings outside like the dramas often show. I am not a man of noise. I am a man of action. The next morning, I called a proper contractor. Within days, workers arrived at the house. They tore down the broken roof and built a strong new one. They brought a rail bed for my mother. They brought proper medicine and arranged a doctor to visit weekly. The village watched in amazement as the house transformed in front of their eyes. People who once ignored my parents now greeted them with respect. But I did something else too. I opened a separate account, only in my mother's name, so that any support I sent in the future would go directly to her, safely, without passing through anyone else's hands. I was not doing this for show. I was doing this because trust, once broken, must be rebuilt with structure, not just words. Adiz watched all of this happen. She saw the respect return to my parents' lives. She saw the village whispering about the change, this time in admiration, not gossip. And slowly, quietly, she began to understand what she had lost. Not the money. The trust. One evening, she came to me and knelt down, something no one had asked her to do. "Emeka," she said, "I know I don't deserve forgiveness right now. But I am asking for a chance to prove that I can be a wife your parents can be proud of. Not with words. With time. With actions." I looked at her for a long moment. "I loved you before I left," I said. "That love does not disappear in one day. But love without honesty is just performance. If you want to rebuild this, you must start with truth, not apology." She nodded, tears falling silently. "I understand," she said. "I will show you. Not tell you. Show you." Word had spread through the village that the rich man's wife had misused his money while his parents suffered. Some people expected me to disgrace her publicly, the way village dramas often demand. At a family gathering organized to bless the newly repaired house, many relatives came, some out of respect, some out of curiosity, some hoping to see conflict. An uncle stood up and said loudly, "Emeka, everyone knows what happened. Are you not going to send this woman back to her family? A wife who wastes her husband's sacrifice does not deserve to stay." The room went quiet, waiting for my answer. I stood up slowly. "My wife made a painful mistake," I said. "But I did not build my success by destroying people the moment they fall. I built it through patience and correction. She has begun to correct her wrongs, not through empty apology, but through real change. That is between us, not for public judgment." Adiz, standing near my mother, lowered her head, tears in her eyes, not from shame this time, but from unexpected grace. My mother reached out and gently held her hand. "Everyone makes mistakes," my mother said softly. "What matters is what we do after." The room fell silent, this time not from tension, but from quiet respect. The following months were not easy. Adiz worked hard to rebuild trust. She personally cared for my parents, cooking their meals, sitting with them in the evenings, listening to their stories, something she had stopped doing years ago. She did not buy expensive things anymore. She focused on simple, honest actions. Slowly, my mother began praising her again, not out of politeness, but out of real appreciation. "She has changed," my mother told me one evening. "I see it in her eyes. I see it in her hands. She is trying." I watched Adiz care for my father one quiet afternoon, helping him take his medicine, adjusting his pillow, speaking softly to comfort him. In that moment, I remembered the young woman who once held my hand at the bus park and promised to protect my family. Maybe that woman was still there, buried under fear and pressure from people who valued appearance over character. Maybe love, real love, could still find its way back. One evening, Adiz and I sat outside under the same tree where we used to talk as young lovers before I left the village. "Do you remember this place?" she asked softly. "I remember everything," I said. "I remembered it every single night I worked abroad. It kept me going." She looked down. "I am sorry I let you down while you were fighting so hard for us." "I know," I said. "But I also see you trying now. That matters." She looked up at me, eyes full of emotion. "Do you still love me, Emeka?" I paused, honest with myself before answering. "I love who you are becoming," I said. "Let's build trust again, one honest day at a time." She smiled through her tears, and for the first time since I returned, it felt like a real smile, not a performance for others. Months passed. The house stood strong with its new roof. My parents grew healthier, their laughter returning to the compound. Adiz became known in the village not for her jewelry, but for her humility and hard work. People who once mocked our family now respected the quiet strength we rebuilt together. I often think about that evening at the gate, watching my wife laugh outside while my parents suffered inside. It could have destroyed my family completely. Instead, it became the moment that forced honesty into our lives. I learned that money can build houses, but it cannot build character. Only truth, patience, and real effort can do that. I did not come home to punish anyone. I came home to remind my family what honesty and love truly look like, and in the end, that lesson changed all of us.